one, I forget what the game was, but it was a similar game. And I was talking to him about this. I was like, you did this? And he goes, yeah. And I go, so the kids have separate godparents? And he goes, yeah. And I go, so God forbid anything happens to you and your wife, the kids are separated. And he went, oh my God, I never thought about that. He was like, what do you, I go, I mean, they go with the godparents separately. And he goes,
yeah.
Oh, I may need to change some things. I never even considered that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just had the honor of being asked by Giannis Pappas. I am Giannis's. I'm Giannis's second daughter's godfather, and the only reason why I was able to be is because I was baptized Greek Orthodox. So I was dunked in the water as a baby because my mother is 100% Greek, and the Greeks take it so seriously that I wouldn't have been allowed to even. My wife, this is hilarious. My wife wasn't really allowed to touch the baby in the church. So because
she's not Greek Orthodox?
So to fuck with my wife, we get to the church, and I'm nervous. I handled it really, I took it seriously. Yeah. I didn't flub it. When Giannis didn't tell me I had to do shit, I had to read this whole thing on a microphone.
I mean, thanks for nothing, Giannis.
And he didn't tell me, so I had to, study this prayer before I went in, and I didn't want to flub words. There's a lot of words I didn't know, and I got it all right. But so I just messed with my wife. I called the priest over, and he goes, you guys ready? We're going to start in 5 minutes. And I just go, I call Father, and I go, is she all right in here? And he goes, what? I go, in the house of God, you know what I mean? It's the big man's house. Is she, can her devil hands touch the thing? And he goes, no, she's fine. She's fine.
Her devil hands.
Giannis and I, because they're very when it comes to this, that I have to, and you got to lather the baby.
Lather
the baby in olive oil.
What?
Yes. And you have to get because if you're supposed to seal the baby from the devil, and you got to do it. And
maybe that's what Diddy was doing.
And his mother-in-law was like, his
He's
mother,
a man of God.
His mother-in-law was like, Paul, you got to get her good, and you got to do it fast because she's gonna start crying. Dude, for weeks I was so nervous, and I did it though. Yeah.
So the Greeks are just olive oil for everything. Babies.
You got to denounce. You got to denounce the devil 3 times too. Everything is 3 times.
Wow.
So I denounced the devil. I denounced the devil. I denounced the devil. All that stuff. You got to spit 3 times. And luckily, luckily he told me not to real spit.
Oh, you just make the sound
yeah, but I was sick,
Can you do it theatrical, or do you have to do it understated, or can you go, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Iron Sheik used to do it.
I did that. You got to do it 3 times. Everything with the Greeks is 3 times. Walk around the table 3 times. You got to do it. And it was an honor, and Giannis was like, oh my God, you took it so seriously. Thanks. And I'm like, yeah, next time kind of tell me what it entails.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit going on here that I didn't know that I had to do.
Right.
Dude.
You didn't know you had to denounce the devil.
I had the pleasure in this business of, so far in my career, I got to perform 2 times at Madison Square Garden.
That's
the
sick.
Second time was the set of my life in the round in 2018. And the nerves I had before that were nuts. When this priest said, all right, you ready to read the prayer? And I did not know that a prayer needed to be read 5 minutes before this shit went down with a microphone and the church packed. And I go, wait, what? And Giannis goes, oh, yeah, you might have to just read this quick thing. And it was 2 long paragraphs. So I go, hold on, what is it? They tell me the prayer. I get it on my phone.
You
and
Googled
I said,
it.
Nobody talk to me. And for 5 minutes, I just read it. There were 3 words I did not know how to pronounce. Okay. I asked. I got 2 of them right. 1 of them I had wrong bad.
Okay.
So we figured it out. I did it. Didn't flub once.
Wow.
But dude, heart jacked, nervous, holding the baby. Giannis not telling me anything. Everybody's got these nervous things,
But you took it seriously.
You had to.
You had to. You've been bestowed a great honor.
And the speech, you got to give a speech. And I already gave a best man speech. I mean, it was a lot. And you know what?
You give a best man speech to Giannis?
Yeah, I wasn't his best man, but they asked me to give the speech after best man. His brother, he wanted his brother to do it, but he wanted me to do it too.
Right.
So his brother did it, and then I did it last.
Because he's like, let's do it for ceremony, but then let's also...
I got a standing ovation.
That's what they wanted.
Dude, Andrew Schultz jumped out of the chair.
He loved it.
Everybody went nuts. Dude, my cold cocktail hour was missed mentally because I was so nervous. Because it's first of all, you have the funniest comedians in the world in there. He wants me to go. They go, Giannis would like you to speak last. Okay.
Oh, you're
so
headlining.
Everybody did. I'm headlining this thing. Yeah. Okay. And I went up, and that one I was nervous, but locked.
Right.
But
you knew your shit.
I wasn't in a church with a microphone.
And you didn't find out 5 minutes before that you were going to do the speech.
Denouncing a devil that, God forbid, I get it wrong.
Right. You get it wrong. Guess what?
Now the devil came in.
That's right. The baby's got Satan inside.
And if I leave a little patch of unlathered skin...
Oh, I forgot about the olive oil.
Devil gets in. So I got to shield this baby.
How do you get the olive oil off the baby after?
The nice thing is I just hand her off.
That's not your problem. Yeah, okay.
I'm the shield.
You're right,
They do all of that
You guys
stuff.
need to blot this baby or something.
But I never thought about the separate ones having to, if God forbid something happened, I never thought of that.
Yeah, the babies get separated.
Separated, yeah.
Like being a godparent is like not just a ceremonial thing. You also take the kid if your parents die.
True. Are you a godparent at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I recall.
Okay. I think.
I feel like I would remember. It'd be bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then how did you figure out, like, okay, I got a standing ovation at the best man speech.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you then go into the kids, whatever, is it a christening?
It's a baptism.
The baptism. You go into the kid's baptism. Now you have another speech for Giannis.
So
what you have different material?
Yeah,
for it?
so it was funny because we leave the church and I'm feeling good because I nailed the church. The baby thing went well. It was a little hectic. The baby was. What sucks is the baby's screaming.
Oh boy.
The little girl is.
Well, she's got olive oil all
little
over
girl.
herself.
I mean, she's screaming
I would
before,
be too.
and she's looking for her grandmother. So she's like, it was a lot. Then once it's done, I'm like, dude, you nailed it. And then all of a sudden we're eating and we went to this restaurant. They're bringing out all these apps and he just leans over and he goes, you don't mind saying like a couple things? Meanwhile, he knows that it's that I have to say a few things.
Right.
And it's part of me being the godfather. But Giannis just downplayed everything.
Yeah.
And then I didn't say it went really well, man.
Of course he
And
did.
he just goes, why are you so good at I did it, but I was able. Here's the thing with speech. Okay, you give a best man speech or a best, whatever. Usually all the bridesmaids ones I've seen have stunk because they get emotional and they just start talking about, And then I saw one best man was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. I'm not going to say who it was because it was somebody very close to me, but this best man speech was literally the worst fucking thing. He squatted down.
No.
Yeah, he squatted. He did this thing where he kind of went like this, so he almost looked like a rapper, and he went in front of the table. And he goes, you gave me my first union job, dude. It was one of the worst, most hilarious things I've ever seen, and it was bad. But what you have to do is you got to keep the length. Needs to be. You have to have a joke,
right?
One or two jokes, really good. A sentimental story in there. I'm gonna help you right now. You have to do this.
Yeah.
So what you have to do. There has to be a sentimental story.
Now the one or two jokes scattered throughout or to start.
I think a closer.
Okay.
You know what I closed with? When it was all done and Giannis is crying and the comedians are going nuts, I go, I'll be at Bananas this weekend, 1 show Friday, 2 Saturday, Hasbrook Heights. I close with my dates.
That's funny.
It was a nice one.
That's funny.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
Especially the room. It's all comics. They're going to get that.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, and everybody knew that there were so many comics, so they understood. Yes. But you got to have a sentimental story in there. And I told them when I first met her, I knew she would never leave, do anything, like something really nice.
Right.
And then some people are like, oh, right? So then they think, oh, and then you bang, joke.
Boom.
You know what I mean? Yes, a little thing like that. And you got to get out at a certain time.
Right.
These people that go on, over.
No.
I've seen a good speech just go too long.
And then what do people remember?
And now people are going, that was funny, but that was kind of, you can't.
Too long.
Got to get in and out.
Right. Like Adrian Brody at the Oscars. Everybody felt good for him. He walks up there, he does 7 minutes. Now everybody's going, would somebody get this guy off the stage?
There's a fine, yeah. And Joe Pesci's a little quick.
Boom.
If Joe Pesci would have stayed up for like another 65 seconds, just,
Yeah.
He went like too quick. It's my honor, walked away. I mean, Adrian Brody just. He was like,
It's finding that. So what do you think is the appropriate length, more or less?
I would say a best man speech, if you could keep it under 4.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you keep it under 4.
Under 4. So, 3:45.
Oof.
That's a sweet spot.
3:45. Over 5's too much, I think.
Okay, so 4 is where it's like, okay, you're gambling now. There's a big risk what you're doing. Anything over 4 is like,
90 seconds too quick. 90 seconds too quick.
Sure.
So I would say definitely get to 2.5. But once you get over 5, now you're going, what else could you really say?
So we'll go between 2.5, 4.5.
Yeah. You talk about the groom for about 2. Mm-hmm. You talk about the woman he married. You got to tell a story about when you first met her.
Sure.
That's a big one.
That's one people will forget.
Yeah, I first met her, and
right.
I didn't know what the blah blah blah, but then this and that, the joke, and then we done.
Boom.
Yeah, and then
Boom.
She's happy. Now she's happy.
Right, because now she's connected as well.
Now
like
she's
we're all.
Going, oh, I'm glad we had him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
can't do the insult thing too. That's a recipe for disaster.
I'm glad you said that.
People
think they're cute with the insults. I don't like that. I don't like it when people are like they insult me, and it's like, no, we're all joking here. I go, I don't think that's funny.
No.
I don't think that's funny at all. This is my day. You decided to insult me.
Well, I mean, you know me. I'm Sicilian. I hold a vendetta.
You will too, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think I never did roast battle? Because I'll fucking stab somebody.
Right.
I'll stab. You talk about my kids. I'll kill you. I will. Yeah. It goes. It's not. It's personal for me.
Right. Your
I don't
roast
judge.
Battle. Hey, Paul Verzi's got 2 kids. Watch your mouth. Watch it. Watch what you say now. Okay. Watch what you say. Okay, Verzi. Okay.
I remember The Stand did a roast for DeRosa, and Dan St. Germain was on it, and they thought that I was on the dais. So Dan St. Germain goes up thinking that I'm part of this. And he was like, yeah, Paul, he said something like, Paul works here to bring food home for his kid. It was like a light, easy thing. And I was just like, does he know I'm not on, and then.
This guy's problem.
and then I think he realized, and then I was just like, but I'm not good with shit like that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was thinking this when I was watching the Tom Brady roast. As funny as everybody was,
yeah,
I was going, man, if I was Tom Brady, I'd be like, I don't know any of these people.
And there were things you could tell he didn't like.
I don't like any of this.
I know for a fact there are some things he didn't like.
I mean, maybe if there were like some of the players that I played with, whatever.
That's what it is. And I think listen, I'm never going to knock it. God bless all the comedians. A lot of them are my friends. So you go out there and you kill and stuff. But now there's kind of like this, I don't want to say like half-ass formula for it to be like just overly mean and use the same formula for overly mean and dark shit. Because when you look at it, you know which one I actually really liked? We were talking about that and you just hit on it. The one that I really liked was the James Franco one because it was so silly and they were all friends and like it was almost like they were goofing on each other about, it would be like if your clique of people,
right?
If my clique, right? Me, Giannis, because they know things. They would bust my balls about how I spend money. They would things like that. It's like, you know me. So like everybody would laugh. And like when you watch the old Dean Martin ones, that's what it was.
Right.
Now it's like, it just seems like it's, so-and-so died of cancer. That's because they saw you're active. And it's just like, I find it to be a little like easy and childish,
yes.
But I also do think some of them are incredible.
Right.
So it's like you get some gems in there, but then sometimes you're just like, all right, you know what's coming with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I know how I react like in the hallway. Like if Travis or Troy like made a joke about me,
yeah,
I'd be like, oh, we're having fun. This is funny. Like we're having a good time. But then if one of these jerk-offs who works in a cubicle comes down and goes like, yeah, Sam, real great show today. In my head, I go, hey, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how about that for a great show?
Oh, yeah.
How about go fuck yourself? How about that?
Dead to me.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. What did you do today, asshole? Yeah. That's what I'd be thinking. I don't think that's funny at all. You're not gonna. That's what I don't fully get. People who think they're gonna warm up to you by insulting you. It's like if you already have that relationship, we're all having a good time. But if the idea is you think you're gonna get closer or warm up by insulting me?
No.
I don't like that.
No, I don't like especially when it's somebody that just, like if you just met me, like that's what I don't like. When like somebody will come in the circle and hang out and then just go like, yeah, well you did, and you're just like, dude, you don't know me like that.
That's right.
You don't know me like that.
That's right.
Like if my buddies that known me for 15, 20 years, but you can't just jump in and do that.
Yeah.
That's a big insecurity thing on their part.
Right.
Sure,
Yeah, I've had times where it's like, I mean, this is way back when, but like one of my wife's friends, like it'll be one of those, all her friends are together and stuff, and they'll bring one of their new boyfriends or something. And the new boyfriend will think he's like, being like getting ingratiated in. Yeah. And will say something about me, and I'll go, that's, from that point on, I'll be like, my only goal is to ruin your night now.
Oh, that's it.
I hate you.
I can't. Yeah, if you don't. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the underlying little even a passive aggressive. See, I'm really aware of the passive aggressive shit.
Oh, are you?
If you say,
see, I did it.
You actually sounded like Kyle Dunnigan doing Bill Maher. Are you? Yeah, Bill Maher drives me nuts too. That smug shit, but like. He's a smug fuck, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I do.
He's probably like a fun hang, but that whole like really, like, and it's just like yeah, like I really think that.
Yes.
And they're just like, I don't know. I don't like people who do that.
Right.
Like when you make a point and they're like, I don't know, man. I just think, and it's like, well, okay, we're disagreeing.
Yeah.
But like, don't say you don't know and like almost like assume like that passive aggressive. You're wrong.
Instead of being. Yeah, that's possible, but I think, and it's like, okay,
or how about, I hear you, but let's talk about, I hear what you're saying, but it's when they're just like, I don't know, man, right when they say, I don't know, man, they're basically going, you're wrong, I don't see, or there's not even a pathway for me to even entertain your fucking thought.
You could have been talking to a wall. They weren't listening.
Oh, you got
anywhere.
me hot, Sam. Yeah, you got me hot.
Good.
I didn't want this.
You did not?
I mean, I didn't want. I would come in here and now I'm starting to think of people I don't like now.
You are good.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Fuck everybody, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Yeah.
I know so.
Yeah, you do. Because
we're too old, dude. We're too old. I don't have time now.
Yeah.
You don't have time.
Not at all.
You don't have time.
I don't have time to take a shit. You think I have time for these people?
You can't.
No.
Let's move on. Listen, and there's nothing wrong with going, look, we don't like each other. We don't get along. That's fine. Right. I'm never gonna. I'll tell you one. I'll fucking tell you one.
Hit me.
I went into Gotham the other night, and I was doing the room, and there were some comics in the. There were some comics in the green room downstairs, and they're talking loudly about politics. And some of it I thought was the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. And like I walked in, and they knew. Some of them knew.
Rồi xin chào tất cả các bạn. Mình rất là vui khi được gặp lại các bạn trong video này. Và hôm nay thì mình sẽ xin chia sẻ với các bạn về những thông tin mới nhất liên quan đến thị trường ô tô. Trong video này sẽ là một thông tin liên quan đến một dòng xe mới. Đó là dòng xe Kia Carnival HEV mới. Một cái chiếc xe công nghệ xanh cho gia đình tại Việt Nam.